CC is possibly one of the funniest flat earthers out there. Over the years, he has come up with some quite unbelievable things, from claiming that the space shuttle is a helium balloon.
And he discussed how possibly the middle rocket, that's the orange rocket, is actually filled with helium. And these things are like bouncy houses, you know.
To saying that the Voyager 1 spacecraft runs on petrol.
But this is magic liquid from NASA. That's right. Their fuel, their liquid, lasts hundreds of years.
Well, today, my friends, he has trumped all of that, as he claims that not only do we have a rover on Pluto, but if the moon was real, there should be a McDonald's up there.
Shouldn't we be on the moon right now? Shouldn't there be a Wendy's up there? A McDonald's?
Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a huge thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Raycon. Raycon Everyday Earbuds look, feel and sound better than ever. With optimised gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit, these earbuds are so comfortable and they will not budge. Trust me. Now they offer 8 hours of playtime and an overall battery life of 32 hours. And that's perfect for me because recently I've started doing a bit more long distance walking and I need all the juice I can to get to listen to my walking playlist. Yes, I do have one of those. Now what's great about Raycons are the touch features where you can change the volume, skip songs and answer calls with just a tap of the earbud. For example, if I'm on a walk and the wife is trying to get hold of me, I just tap the earbud twice to answer the call. But not only that, they are also sweat and water resistant. So if it's raining or you drop one in a puddle, for example, your Raycons will be fine. It's no wonder that Raycon Everyday Earbuds have tens of thousands of 5-star reviews. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/SimonDan to get 15% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. Right, back to today's video, which as we know from the start is CC. Now, he's not in his car or his van today, he's actually in his kitchen at home. The wife must be out. But before we get into the meat of his main video, I also noticed he took a short video the other day of the crescent moon. I want to take a quick look at that one first. Let's have a look.
You know, it's rare that you catch this. What looks closer to you here? Pop quiz, guys. What looks closer to you here? This plane right here. Is that focused in? Yeah. That looks focused in there. Or this little guy right here. Huh? What looks closer to you?
The plane. Because the plane is around 75 meters long and the moon is 3,478 kilometers across.
I don't know. I mean, I dare to say the moon actually looks closer to me than the plane. It's spewing out chemtrails, of course, but that's all right. It's, you know, we're going into a big storm this weekend, so.
And of course he thinks chemtrails are a thing. I mean, why wouldn't he?
Yeah. I don't know. Why don't you give me an idea? Or who is ever watching this?
Well, the tree is definitely closer than the both of them. Just a little example there of how Chris thinks and how he uses his initial preconceptions to make judgments. Let's get on with Chris's main video and his take on being an ex-ball earther, as he calls it. Take it away, CC, but be quick before the wife gets home.
11/24. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here. Chris from New York, Westchester County. Welcome to 2024. You know, as a former bull earther, I used to fight. Well, you know, I never did because there was no reason to. Nobody ever came up to me and said that there was the Earth is flat and that we're covered with a dome. There's no space. Space agencies don't exist. Nobody ever came up to me and said that.
That's because it's not a normal thing to do, Chris. People probably don't even do that today. Well, not just go up to them. They make videos in their kitchen instead, hoping that people will take them seriously.
But as a former ball earther and understanding, how I was so into space, I watched Star Trek. I'm watching the Twilight Zone marathon right now. I was there. I believed it. I thought we would colonize the moon.
Now, first of all, there is no need to believe in space. It is there whether you think so or not. And secondly, with all due respect to you, Chris, I don't think we'll be colonising the moon in your lifetime. Probably not in my lifetime either.
But as a former ball earther, I would be really disappointed. Shouldn't we be on the moon right now? Shouldn't there be a Wendy's up there? A McDonald's? Burger King? Shouldn't there be any advertisements at all on the moon? No, there's not. Because it doesn't exist.
No, there's not, because to think so would be utterly ridiculous. Why would anyone in their right mind suggest that in the year 2024 we should have a McDonald's or advertising space on the moon? If we're talking 21-24, then maybe, but this year, 2024, no, that is a big no.
You can't colonize something that isn't a tangible object.
Totally agree, but the moon is. So,
but as a former ball earther, I'd be that I'm not produced any pictures or any moon landings on any other celestial objects.
If you're talking about human missions, then no, I'm not annoyed. It would take around 4 months to get to Venus before you quickly died after landing on the surface. It would take years to reach the planet Mercury before being incinerated on the planet's surface. It would take 6 years to get to Ganymede, a moon of Jupiter, only to find an average surface temperature of minus 120 degrees C when you got there. Even Mars, which would be the safest to land on out of all the planets, would take 8 months to get there. Spaceflight is not easy by any stretch of the imagination, so no, I'm not bummed about it.
I mean, shouldn't there be, with all the technology we have right now in 2024, we should have a camera up there. We should have had a camera up there 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago.
The thing is, a camera has been up there several times and taken many pictures of Earth. But you don't believe those pictures, do you? So what is the point in asking for a camera?
But there's not, and there never will be.
Let's wait until next year and Artemis 3, shall we, Chris?
As a former ball earther, I would be really disappointed with space advancements. Why isn't there anything at all showing us a real picture of Earth? But there's not. There's nothing.
There are real pictures of Earth being taken all the time, like the Himawari satellite photos and the camera on the ISS. So many more examples to give you as well.
As a former ball earther, apparently we sent a little rover up to Pluto. Why isn't there a camera on there?
Now, there's no rover on Pluto, but we did send a spacecraft to photograph it called New Horizons. And let me assure you, there would be no point in taking a photo of Earth all the way from out there. This graphic here shows us nicely what the Sun would look like from the surface of each planet in the solar system and Pluto. You would barely be able to distinguish the Sun from other bright stars in the sky, let alone see planet Earth.
Why isn't there a camera on Pluto right now showing us the Earth and the Sun and the stars?
For the reasons I just mentioned, buddy, Pluto is over 5 billion kilometers away.
As a former ball earther, I would still be that there's not a picture from Mars of the constellations.
I don't know about constellations, but we have taken a photo of Earth and the Moon from Mars. What a photo. Every single person in existence in one photo. But that's pretty impressive, right?
Above us, how would it look like on a different celestial object? How would it look?
Very similar to how the stars look on Earth, actually, Chris. Just the planets will be in slightly different positions, though.
You'll never know, because as a flat earther, we all know none of it exists. You live in a planetarium, you're covered with a dome on a flat land. Sorry.
He's so confident, isn't he, old Chris? Well, sorry to you too, my old friend, because you are wrong. And I think, deep down, all the way deep down in that Westchester County, New York State heart of yours, you know you are. Well, there we go. CC thinks there should be a McDonald's on the moon by now, if it was real. Tells you a lot about where he's at, doesn't it? But that's it for another Flat Earth Friday. We're all done and dusted for another one. Thank you so much. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that one from CC. Thanks so much as always for watching. It truly is appreciated. If you enjoyed it today, please do consider subscribing to the channel and hit that thumbs up button too if you really enjoyed it. And also consider sharing, that would be appreciated as well. Just enough time to once again thank Raycon for sponsoring today. Remember, click the link in the description or visit buyraycon.com/SimonDan to get that 15% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a cracking weekend and I'll see you on Tuesday for a man who claims to be able to communicate with trees. Interesting. See you then.